and hope this isn't all just one big scam, but we're not hopeful.
But why does no one say?
So if it is the case, this will be the first video to actually say that.
So we're desperately searching for signs that we haven't wasted our time here. So today we are visiting one of the most popular and arguably one of the most beautiful attractions in the whole of the Cameron Highlands. It took us half an hour to get here, driving down scenic but very windy roads. So welcome to the BOH Tea Plantation. We'll be telling you whether this place is actually worth visiting, what there is to do here, and whether it's worth your time when you're visiting Malaysia. So we've just come up to the main tea centre here and it is so busy. We knew it was going to be busy. We specifically timed our day to start a little bit later so that we missed all the tour groups. But it's still super busy. You can tell this is like the thing to do in the Cameron Highlands because everyone's here with us. Look at this view.
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason.
So we've just come to the main viewing platform in the whole of the plantation, and you can tell it is very busy. Everyone trying to get their Insta shot. It's just through the cafe, which is also extremely busy and very overpriced, but everyone literally seems to come here, take some photos and leave. Like the people set up tripods and just trying to get in everyone's way. So now we're done exploring the busy part of the BOH Tea Plantation. We might head down and hopefully have a bit more peace and quiet.
I packed my bags and now I'm gone somewhere.
We've come down all of these stairs again to try and explore the tea plantations. We thought it was this way, but there's a sign saying like no unauthorized access. And now we don't know where to go or whether we even can go out into the tea plantation. In all fairness, the sign is on the floor, so does it even count? Oh, I really hope we can go out there.
So I think we've figured out that you can't actually access the tea plantations on this side. So we're going to head all the way back up and see if we can access it from the other side, on the other side of the cafe. Fingers crossed, and hope this isn't all just one big scam, but we're not hopeful.
No, we researched this like loads and nowhere said it's just the cafe. Everyone said the cafe, honestly the food wasn't that great, which I haven't tried, can't verify that. But no one said like you can't actually go into the tea plantations. And if you watched our video yesterday, our previous video, you would have seen us in Cameron Valley Tea Plantation walking around all the tea bushes, so forgive me for thinking it would be the same here when no one has said otherwise.
But you don't see many photos of people actually in the plantation either.
Well, you do, but then now I'm thinking that were those all taken at Cameron Valley?
Yeah.
But why does no one say?
So if it is the case, this will be the first video to actually say that.
So we're desperately searching for signs that we haven't wasted our time here. You can do it on a tour, and we've seen lots of tours, but they're so expensive. And we saw online that this was free to enter, so we were like, well, we'll just get a grab and we'll come in by ourselves and do it ourselves. Maybe that's why everyone does it on a tour, because maybe, I don't know for certain, but maybe if you're on a tour, you can go down in the plantation, and maybe you can't if you're just here as a normal tourist. We haven't actually seen anyone walking around the tea plantation, although most of the tour groups have gone by this point because we did come quite late to miss the tour groups. But yeah, we are going to go do a free tour of the tea factory, so that should be interesting. It's only about 20 minutes long, but we'll check it out and hope that we haven't wasted our time here.
Between the sun and the deep blue sea.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the BOH Factory. Before we go to the factory, I would like to give a short.
So we've just finished the tour of the tea factory. There unfortunately was no photography and no videography allowed, so we can't actually show you what was inside. It was very interesting. However, it lasted for a grand total of 7 minutes. We went into 3 different rooms, saw the different machines, the different steps of the process. She kind of gave a little talk about it, which I found really interesting. But also, I wouldn't go out of my way to see it, if that makes sense. Because we're here, it was very interesting. But it was also 7 minutes long. But yeah, it's a shame. But we're going to go and explore the gift shop now. See, these are like beautiful tins. Like, they're so pretty. They would make the perfect like souvenir. But they're also 30 ringgit for 15 tea bags. When we were at Cameron Valley yesterday, they had a similar kind of tin. Not quite as pretty, but they were 27 ringgit for 30 tea bags. So let's keep going.
So we've come to the gift shop, which you obviously have to do when you're here. And there's so many different like flavours and smells. They've got loads of different fruit ones and black teas. There's loads to choose from, but it's obviously more expensive than the local shop because you're buying it fresh from here. But it's quite interesting to have a little wander around and seeing like all the different stuff. But yeah.
Do you want to try durian tea?
Ooh. No.
Got samples of going for the peach iced tea. It's annoying, but that's actually really good. It's actually really good. It's really sweet, smooth, very, very flavourful. That's actually so good. We've just finished exploring the gift shop and there were actually some really nice stuff there. A little bit expensive for some of them, but some of the things also weren't that bad price. There are tours that you can do of the actual tea plantation. It costs 64 ringgit per person, minimum of 2 people on the tour, and it's only at 11 a.m. every day. I believe you book it when you're here, but yeah, that's very expensive. I think the tours that you can book from like Tanarata are actually slightly cheaper. So just check that before you come if you want to do that. But now we're going to show you what you can get for a fraction of the price and a much better experience in the tea plantations in the Cameron Highlands.
So I believe the only reason people come to BOH Tea Plantation is to say they've come to the largest and oldest tea plantation in the Cameron Highlands. And it's very impressive, but don't think it's worth the effort. So it cost us about 25 Malaysian ringgit to get here, and then obviously 25 to get back as well, and that's via Grab, so one of the cheapest options you can do. It's definitely worth considering if it's actually worth coming here. If you want to come here for the views, they are incredible, but for us it's not really worth it, especially as we know how good it can be at the Cameron Valley Tea Plantation. So yeah, just weigh it up and think about how limited on time you are.
Working on my fishing skills in a little boat that I rent. Ain't got nothing.
So, welcome to Cameron Valley. This is what we expected from the BOH Tea Plantation. You've got the rolling green hills, paths winding through it so you can fully immerse yourself in the nature. It's so peaceful here and so beautiful. In fact, controversial opinion, I personally think this is more beautiful than the BOH Tea Plantations.
Also here you can actually immerse yourself in the tea plants, which is so cool. Like you can probably like feel them, whereas at BOH you are like miles away from the actual tea plants. So it's so much better and like interactive here, which I find amazing.
One thing to note is that you do have to pay an entry fee to come into this one. It's only 4 ringgit per person, which is like 70p, something around there, so it's not expensive at all. But then you get to just walk through the plantation completely at your own pace. There's this path that just runs through the entire plantation. You can go up to the giant sign. There's just nature all around you. It's so beautiful.
The Cameron Valley Tea Plantation is much quieter, especially today.
Yeah.
So there was absolutely tons of people at BOH, especially at like the viewpoints and cafes, where it's such a small area you're actually allowed in. Everyone's just always together.
Yeah. If you saw our last video, you know that we have been here already. Last time was on a Monday. Today is Tuesday. Monday, yesterday, was very busy. Not as busy as BOH, because there is so much area for you to spread out.
Yeah.
But a lot busier, I think, because BOH is closed on a Monday. Everyone comes here instead.
Yeah.
And I think it gets busy on the weekends as well. But today, Tuesday, BOH's open. No one's here. So nice.
So if you can try and come here between Tuesday and probably Thursday or Friday,
yeah,
and then it should be a lot quieter.
Yeah.
But it's just so peaceful walking through the tea plantations with no one around.
It's amazing.
Yeah. definitely recommend this one over both, but we'll give a bit more detail at the end about what we probably would do if you are here.
Yes. If you don't want to walk, you can also grab an ATV. It's 70 ringgit per person. Then there's also a golf cart thing that can take you around the park as well. But for now, we're going to go for a walk up there because you can't visit a tea plantation without going to the giant sign. I think we have come to the Instagram area of Cameron Valley Tea Plantation. There's all these beautiful flower arches and displays arranged nicely for photos, which, is great. We love. Let's go check it out. These are like primary school chairs. They're tiny. Made it to the top. So the views from up here are absolutely insane. You can see the whole tea plantation. You can see all the different cafes, the houses, everything. It's incredible. You have to come up here when you're visiting Cameron Valley Tea Plantation. So you might be wondering why there are so many tea plantations in the Cameron Highlands. Well, if you didn't know, Malaysia was colonised by the British for many years, almost 200 years. In 1885, William Cameron was mapping the country and he came across the Cameron Highlands and he absolutely loved it. He fell in love with the nature, with the climate. It's very much like the British climate. It wasn't actually until 1929 that they realised how perfect this area was for growing tea. And if you know the British, you know that we love tea. So, of course, another Brit, John Russell, decided to create a tea plantation here, and it kind of just grew from there. He created BOH Tea Plantation, which we went to earlier. But yeah, and then it just kind of expanded from there because the Brits love tea and we can never get enough of it. So we're just about finished at Cameron Valley Tea Plantation now. There are two tea houses here. You've got Tea House 2, which is where we started at. And we've walked through the plantation to Tea House 1, and that's how we recommend doing it. I think it just shows you the nicer scenery right from the start, which, we're here for that. But yeah, we have had an interesting day. I think it's not been what we expected at all, but travel's full of surprises like that, and that's what makes it travel. Seems funny that we seem to be the only ones that have realised that BOH maybe isn't worth visiting, but Cameron Valley absolutely is. If you do come to the Cameron Highlands and you only have one day, then we would recommend start by doing a hike like we did yesterday, do Trail 10, circular route. It's fun, it's a little bit challenging, but it's not too bad. And then get a grab down to Cameron Valley and come and see the tea plantations because it's absolutely stunning. Make sure you stop in their cafe for a cup of tea because it's incredible. So this is tea house number 1. There are 2 tea houses here in Cameron Valley Tea Plantation. They both have everything that you need. They both have toilets, gift shops, cafes with food and drinks, mostly cakes, not actual meals. So bring lunch with you if you come here. But they've got ice cream, they've got cakes. We went to the cafe yesterday and it was amazing. We both had tea. I had a peppermint tea and I had blackcurrant and they were delicious. And we also got a cheesecake, which again, 10 out of 10. It's also a lot cheaper than the BOH tea rooms, so I'd come here. And the view is insane as well. Just like BOH, it has a beautiful view. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Comment below whether you think BOH was worth visiting. And make sure you subscribe to see the next one because we're heading to a new destination.
So it's so much better and interactive here, which I find amazing. They're cooking and they touching stuff. She thinks she's funny.
I'm not frolicking uphill.